Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to today's live session. I'm very excited for the incredible conversation that we are going to have today. First of all, I just want to take a moment to apologize for the technical glitches that happened yesterday. I've sorted them out now, so today we can have this conversation seamlessly like every other day. So, I wanted to talk to you today about something that's very powerful, very interesting, and actually goes way deeper into understanding the psychology of success than most of us realize. And the core idea, the core inspiration from where this thinking is coming from is having observed what most successful people do, it's quite different from what we think they do. So, like for example, we have heard a lot of maxims about success being passed on through the generations. One of the most common ones is work hard and everything will work out. To some extent, that is true. But the mistake that happens is when we think of working hard, we align that to the idea of suffering, begrudging, and toiling through the work that we are doing. We assign hard work to the idea of labor, not to the idea of success, not to the idea of growth. And so that is why when we think that, okay, success requires hard work, and hard work is boring, hard work is challenging, hard work is tough, we kind of end up in a trouble here. We kind of end up in a bind where one, we want a lot of success, but two, we don't want any of the work that is required by the success. And that turns us, a lot of us, into delusional dreamers rather than people who can take accurate action and truly make things happen. And that's why today I want to help you strike that balance. See, success requires lots of efforts, no doubt about it. But do those efforts have to feel hard? No. But when they do, here's the mistake that happens. That's when we get drawn into this one idea of just thinking about things, manifesting things, and wanting success effortlessly. Now, the main thing here to understand is simple. If success came just by sitting on a couch, meditating, and manifesting, everybody today would be sitting in an apartment on the billionaires row in New York. There's nobody who consciously manifests a poor life for themselves. There's nobody who consciously says, okay, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to use a technique to write down my thoughts so I can continue manifesting a mediocre life. Nobody in the world ever does that. And yet, we end up with those mediocre lives. We end up with those poor lifestyles. We end up with the challenges in our relationships and our health and so many other things that we don't consciously manifest. So, no, success is not dependent on manifestation. What manifestation really does is it makes sure that your mind, your visuals, your focus, your energy, your drive, your direction, everything is aligned to the success that you want to create, and that your subconscious beliefs are supporting that success rather than working against it. So that's where the power of manifestation and aligning with the higher energy is. So you can start to magically attract opportunities that help you go to the next level. But can that manifestation work without you working for the success? No. Just like that, another factor, another faction of thinking that people go to is the one I just introduced you to about hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work. Now, nothing wrong with doing hard work. The only problem is the more you're focused on the effort, the toil, the struggle, you learn to believe that success only comes when you burn for it, that you can only feel that you deserve something when you've really put your blood, sweat, and tears into it. And so, even when life is not then giving you effortless success, you are not able to accept it, you are not able to do it, you're not able to take it forward. Now, this can be in any area of your life. I'll give you a very crazy example here of how this often plays out without us even thinking about it. Now, if you're someone who's young and someone who's not found your life partner yet, this idea of hard work might actually be the reason you're struggling to find success there. Because in your mind, love doesn't come easy. You believe for a relationship to truly last and a relationship to truly work out, I will need to have lots of conflicts first. I will need to have really testing times first. And only when my relationship with this special person passes through all those tests is when I can say, oh, yeah, there is true love, there is true support, there is true happiness, there's true friendship, there's true connection, and all those parameters that we judge, right? And then, let's say someone special does show up in your life, but the relationship doesn't feel challenging at all. Actually, there's a lot of great compatibility, there's a lot of matching that's happening. And it's not that you're purposefully both avoiding fights because everybody wants to present a perfect picture, but because the main idea there is we just work so well together. Now, if your idea of romantic success comes from the struggle, the toil, the proving, the fighting, all that stuff that proves how true your love can be for someone, then this peace, this calmness, this serenity, this compatibility feels boring and feels undeserved. And you start thinking, oh my God, something must be wrong here. And as long as you're believing something is wrong, you start to find faults and you sabotage the very opportunity that could actually help you have the best relationship with your life partner. And so, what do then? You subconsciously keep attracting and keep pulling in partners who are emotionally unavailable, who challenge your beliefs, who engage in conflicts, not because that's a bad thing, but because in your mind, without those challenges first, a relationship can never be successful. But what are those challenges doing? They are bringing in people who are incompatible. They're bringing in people who don't match in your energy. They're bringing in people who are not meant for you. And then you sit there wondering, why aren't my relationships working out? Can you let go of your idea that success in a relationship only comes after all the hard work? Just like that, in our careers and in all the other places, success is willing to come to us easily and effortlessly, not worklessly like the people who just manifest want. But if you're a sincere person, if you're putting in the efforts, it's okay to accept success that doesn't come from hard work only. Who says you don't deserve it? Apart from you, nobody else does, right? Success is success, growth is growth, achievement is achievement. So, for example, for a lot of us, the challenge is if you're doing some work and if you're making some money and it's coming without lots of effort and lots of toil and all the crazy ideas about discipline and consistency, we start thinking, is it even right to want to make this kind of money? Do I even deserve this? I've not worked hard enough for it. And then because of that, we end up sabotaging that financial growth, financial success, and abundance that's coming our way. So even though the idea of hard work is important, it's crucial, it's a wonderful quality to have, using only hard work or using only manifestation as a lens to achieve your goals is a very limiting perspective. I want you to avoid the extremes and come in the middle. And the middle is where focus, joy, and fun exist. And when these lighter energies and lighter emotions are leading the way for your success and your transformation, any and every goal that you want, anything else that you want to achieve in your life starts coming your way without problems, without doubts, without those many struggles, but also not without effort. So if something's coming your way, you deserve it. I know it can kind of seem like I'm saying this also, but this also. But what I want you to focus on is the core truth that I'm pointing out, that it is not manifestation versus hard work. It is manifestation and hard work, letting both lead the way, letting both create the success for you, and accepting success that comes from both the ends. That is how you create focus as fun. That is how you create joy and love and passion in the thing that you're building every single day. Now, when that happens, you start taking your life sincerely rather than seriously. I love this comparison. I just love these two words. So let me take a moment to explain this to them, okay? When you take the life and work and everything seriously, right? You're stressed, you're worried, you're panicking, you're anxious, and you're showing the world how seriously you're taking things. Whether or may not they might be turning into results, that's a different story. But at least you're taking things seriously. At least you're worried, and then you're taking lots of action out of that worry and seriousness. Is that helping? It's not. It's only reinforcing the idea that success can only come from hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work, and no other success is acceptable if you're not burnt for it and toiled for it. Not true at all. So that's where sincerity comes up as the emotion that supports us to take our lives forward. Sincerity is showing up in the right place at the right time with the right intention, the right energy, and the right amount of professionalism or what. I'm taking it sincerely. Yesterday, a mess up happened. Should I spend the rest of the night worrying about it? 75 sessions I've not messed up. How did I mess up in this session? No, no need to take it that seriously. It was a technical glitch, it was fine. But I'm still continuing to show up sincerely, punctually, every single day at 8:30 p.m. to share my ideas with you, to share my thoughts with you, to help you evolve to the next level, to help you succeed, and to do so consistently and professionally. Of course, I am. I'm not taking this lightly. I'm not taking this for granted. I'm not saying, you know what? If I avoid today, nothing's really going to happen, right? Just one day, people won't mind. I have not done that on any single day, even if I've not been in my best version, even if I've not been my best self there. And so, my simple question is for your goals in life, where are you focusing too much on hard work and not allowing easy success because you think you need to take life seriously rather than sincerely? Where you can take things lightly, but not the things that matter. There's a very thin line there. Where you take the work seriously, but not yourself seriously, you have that light banter going on with yourself, and you're clear and you're sorted, and you're just emotionally free in everything that's happening, in everything that you are doing. Now, for example, let's take the relationship example again. Okay, if you're taking relationships way too seriously, you're going to be desperate, worried, anxious to find out, is this the right person? What if you're not fit? If you're not fit, then I've wasted so much time again. I don't want to waste time again. I'm running out of time. And oh my God, your mind is already running crazy because it's taking things too seriously. But when you take things sincerely, do you show up with love, effort, commitment, and loyalty to the person in front of you? Of course you do. But do you show up with this desperate possessiveness and insecurity? No. You show up with a quiet, calm confidence that conveys to the other person, I'm sorted within. I hope you are too. If we are fit, great. If not, we can part our ways after whatever experiences we may have. But I don't want to let this go just because the chance was there. I took it too seriously and I messed it up. I'm letting life and its uncertainty as well take the control, while I'm also doing the best that I can. In our careers and in our jobs, we focus way too much on the outcome and forget to have fun in the process. By fun, I don't mean if you're coding at the same time, you're watching a movie on the side and distracting yourself and calling it fun. No, that's not what I mean by fun. What I mean by fun is, can you truly start enjoying the work because you're not doing it for an end result, but because you start loving it for the sake of it? That's being fun and light and joyful while you're doing the work. And if you do that, even if some days demand you to work hard, oh, you can do that with love as well. You can do that with sincerity as well. Not with seriousness, with sincerity. Because when you adopt this mindset of being sincere in every single thing that you do, the beauty that unlocks is joy becomes easy, achievement becomes easy, success becomes easy to feel. You no longer have those crazy conditions that only when I have made $1 million am I going to be satisfied in my life. Well, you can be satisfied now and still make $1 million if you're showing up sincerely. You don't have to suffer for the $1 million. You can have it all. That's the main thing I want you to know. But to have it all, you can neither be in the completely delusional world of manifesting and doing nothing by yourself, and you can also not be in the completely brutal world of only hard work matters, nothing else does. We need a balance of both, a centered, practical approach to life that allows us to achieve our greatest goals while also ensuring that we continue to live our lives in a fulfilling, sincere, and satisfying way, not just a random, boring, chasing the goalpost kind of way, where your life passes you by while you're just ending up chasing one goalpost after the other. The day you can break this pattern, the day you can break this cycle, is the day you can succeed and take your life from wherever it is to wherever you want it to go. So, as you take this message today with you, as you reflect on this over the weekend, I just want you to think and answer for yourself. What is it that you have been avoiding? What is it that you have not been taking action on, and why is that? Is it because you're too delusional and just wanted to manifest, or you just so much focused on hard work that you can't recognize easy success? Understand it for you and balance it out. Bring in sincerity rather than seriousness, and you will notice just how much better life, goals, and success gets. Hard work does not create success, sincerity does. Hard work is just one of the tools you can use when you're sincere without feeling like you're burning yourself out. So I hope this distinction was helpful. It cleared a lot of things up. And as it did, I'll see you once again now on Monday with another live session that takes this transformation to the next level. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you soon on Monday. Bye.